Okie dokie, another day, another poem. Hi, welcome to this video where I would like to read you one of my poems called Heartbreak. I wrote it during the breakup, but first, before I will read you this poem, I would like to introduce you this poem. So if you don't want to hear this introduction, feel free to skip to the poem part. But I would really like to introduce you this poem because I think it will give you more deeper feeling, meaning, sense of what this poem represents. And maybe if you are going through this, or if you went through this, or if you are just a poetry lover, maybe you will be able to feel this poem even more. So I wrote this when I was in this very fragile state of mind. The breakup was very, very fresh and it affected me both mentally but also physically, because all that trauma that was awakened, the past traumas, but also the traumas I didn't even know I had, it all came crashing down on me, along with the confusion that came with the all sorts of questionings, then betrayal, hurt, heartbreak. It was all there in my head, and also kind of memories, future memories. Everything was there and it came crashing down on me, to the point that it also affected me physically, because I couldn't really sleep. I wasn't in the right state of mind. I was just dragging my feet through everything. I was trying to live with it. I was trying to do the best, but I didn't know how, because I couldn't really sleep. I didn't eat that much. I exercised a lot. I was tired. I was tired of everything, but I was also tired of myself because I was questioning it all. And I feel like I'm saying this with every poem so far, that it came with a lot of confusion and with a lot of questioning. But let's agree that if you break up with somebody, and if that breakup is sudden, or there are many unanswered questions, it will leave you questioning, it will leave you confused. So I was kind of sitting, I was in present, but I was kind of, my heart and my mind, it was stuck in the past. And also, when it was in the past, it was also kind of thinking about the future, because logically, when you are in some relationship and when the things are doing very great, or even when they are not doing great, we are always thinking about future. Like, that's our human nature, that yes, we are living in the present, but we are also thinking about what happened, what will happen. So I had this kind of problem, that I was in the present moment, or I needed to be in the present moment, because that's the only moment you can live in. Like, you cannot live in the past, you cannot live in the future. You have to live in the present, and in the present. And I was fully aware of that fact, but I was stuck here in the past, with occasionally my mind and heart running to the future. So I was kind of skipping through this main phase, and I didn't know how to get to this phase. I didn't know how to get from past to present, and I didn't know how to kind of forget or rewrite the future that my mind and my heart already wrote. I had no idea. So I was sitting in this state for a very long time, and my friends were also there. And let me tell you, before I begin, I'm so grateful for all of my friends. I couldn't be more thankful to them, because during that point of my life, when I used to be so cheerful and so positive, full of energy, always smiley, and then during that heartbreak, I was shell of the person I used to be. I didn't know who I was. So for my friends, they kind of needed to deal with this new version of myself that they didn't know. They couldn't recognize me, because I couldn't recognize myself, and they had to deal with this new person that is absolutely shattered, heartbroken, confused, lonely, hurt, in denial. They needed to deal with that person, and they were doing such a good job. They were there anytime I needed them. They were checking up on me. They were listening to the same stories over and over again, because with me I need to talk about some situations, like 100 times before it will be even like remotely okay. And they were there. They didn't expect anything in return later. They were just doing it, being there for me. And for that, I was like, thank you, thank you so much. I don't know what I would do without them. So I'm truly grateful for them. But then there was also this aspect that they were there for me, kind of trying to get me through that breakup. And with that comes some things they were saying. They were saying to me the things I didn't really want it to hear at the time, or I didn't want it to believe. I wasn't ready to hear. I wasn't ready to believe. And even though if there was some voice in my head that was like, yes, maybe that's true, but even though I thought that it might be true, I just couldn't. There was not part of me that would be able to truly handle that emotion, that truth. And even though there were some parts of me that were whispering to me that their words might be true, I just couldn't believe them. I hadn't had the ability at the time to believe those words, because I already felt so much that I don't think I was able to handle also that possibility. I just wasn't. So my friends became my biggest saviors and my biggest my biggest, I don't know what. It was like sometimes I just didn't want to hear them or their words. I just wanted to tell them like, shut the fudge up, please, respectfully. But I couldn't tell them that, of course. Like, they are my friends, and they were trying their best to make me feel my best. So I didn't have any right to tell them. So this is heart shade. Now I don't know what colors I am seeing, my friends are agreeing, my heart is disagreeing, and my mind is tightly peering. Our shades were diffused, gradual transitions between light and dark made the lines abused, our boundaries were no longer used, and the mistake excused. Light was scattered in a soft crease, flowing through us in peace. Then the artificial light disturbed the gentle, colorful release, revealing crimes for the police. Sharply defined edges were the result of it, made my skin split, leaving me to sit dizzily searching for the first aid kit. And my friends came running, holding pressure on the heavy bleeding in the muddy ground, with me silently sitting, elevating my head, saving me from slow suffocating. Cleaning my wounds, gently bandaging, regularly checking if they were inflaming. Their protection had never been greater, giving me unlimited shelter, cradling me in their warmest sweater, not expecting anything in return later. Oh, but the shelter came with a shadow outside, where deeper doubts and fears reside. Their words became a slapping guide, revealing possible truths I wanted to hide. They wouldn't let anything slide. Heavy sarcasm attacked my pride. Criticism of your name my heart tried to override, but their insults were hard to abide. Perhaps I defended your name because your absent presence is still misery, not knowing if it was due to our history or just protecting my heart story to avoid another painful scar delivery. I kept weakly listening, my mind involuntarily questioning, while my heart kept dismissing. I kept strongly defending. After everything, even in your frosty absence, I kept protecting your name, you, against the friends who once held you in their best view. Happy that I found an amazing guy, because that was my representation of you. Now they tell harsh words I don't want to hear, the ones I don't want to believe. So I keep protecting this almost half a year, shielding you in my heart against my mind spear. And it's ruining me a little. I see their clear riddle. It just doesn't make sense in the middle, and my heart is already too brittle. If the potential truth in their words were real, it would make me die. It would mean everything was a lie. That low would be where I couldn't fly. For to rise again, I have to hate you and the sky. But the hate is an emotion I don't know. It never grew in me, no matter the blow. I refuse to grasp this loathing bow. It would stain my flow and halt my grow. I pray it wasn't the case, that in our blooming time, I wasn't just your scheme race, your goddamn trophy chase, because it felt real in my chest space. I do not believe this kind of cruelty the stars would have never allowed. Perhaps my Cupid is napping somewhere on a cloud, or joining the angels' game with a shroud, knowingly smiling with eyes full of pride. I've never been more confused about any other outcome. I don't understand this eternal hum. My thoughts are living in a slum, and the shade has fallen over my whole kingdom. But for the sake of my friends and my mind, I need to leave some thoughts behind. Protect myself for the love I hope to find by staying true and kind. So maybe I'll stop defending you out loud. I won't speak of you to the crowd. I'll stop talking about you with pride, but the genuine emotions in my heart will always be allowed. And that was the heart shape. And I think I will not say anything else to this poem. I already said a lot. If you are going through this, if you went through this, if you are just here because of poetry, I love you, and remember, you deserve to be loved. If you need, you will heal. You will heal from everything, from anything, because I believe in you. You understand? I believe in you and I love you. I don't care who you are, where you are sitting, in which part of this world. You deserve to be loved. Because you already are. And that's it. If you are curious about this poetry book, it's available on Amazon. Some of my paintings are available on Etsy shop. I already have a couple of poems published here on YouTube, so check them out. And hopefully I will see you with the next one. So take care of yourself and be gentle to yourself. Do you hear me? Be gentle. That's it. Have a nice day. Bye.